Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the BSC Spring Season Round 12 from Kansas. It's the Mansus Mullets for Mental Health 135, sponsored by our very own Seth Pegg. Good evening, Billy Cooper, welcome in. James, it will be more than 10 cautions. No, it cannot be. If Europeans can drive around a left turn track and only have 4 and 2 of them were stage breaks, there's no way Americans and you wonderful Australian who happen to be in there because you're, you know, part of the non-masses, surely you can get round here with less than 4 cautions, because if not, I'm going to gloat that Europeans are driving Kansas better than you guys are. Just putting it out there, Seth. So let's hope that they don't end up with more than 10 there as well. As I did watch a truck race and they only had 4. Let's bring you a quick up to date with the standings at the moment. Alex Witt is out in front on 308 with Andrew Williams in second on 306. Dan Michelle in third on 299. Now I know there's a carryover, isn't there, of a race that was not done due to the iRacing update. For the life of me, I cannot blink and remember. Pocono, that was the one. So Pocono is still coming in week 13, I believe. No,
I
next
think it
week.
got bumped to the. I thought it got bumped to the start of the summer season, like the week before that one. So yeah, in between there. So
yeah, so there's still this
not sure
round.
if it'll actually count for spring.
No. Okay, so there's still this round to go. So Dylan Quits 297, Michelle 299, Williams and Witt are there as well. Jakowitz is a little bit too far back on 283 going into that one. So they're really the main protagonists here of this one. So we'll keep an eye out and see how they all get on. But thank you so much for joining us. Lydia, go TJ, Brad and Sizemore this week. Nice. Love it. What happened to TJ last week? TJ wasn't here last week, was he? If I remember correctly. But I'm James Parfitt, by the way, obviously. And I'm joined in the booth by Kenton and Sportak once more. Sorry, I didn't even introduce ourselves there. I just got carried away with Seth. Not a great start, Kenton, but shh, nobody saw it. Nobody watches the first 5 minutes anyway. Let's be real about it. Kenton, Kansas. What are we thinking? As I say, I watched the boys from the JPB go around earlier on in the trucks, right? They managed, as I say, 4 cautions, 2 of them were stage breaks. What do we think is going to happen here? Because, you know, yes, the cup cars are a different entity. You know, are we talking full flat? Are we expecting a lift? I know tyres is massive. I learned that one earlier on where they were all riding the outside line, which, mind you, come in on lap 35. So just an idea if anybody's watching. Pay attention around about lap 33 to 35 because the outside line did come in then earlier on. I'm not saying that's the same because we know how unpredictable iRacing can be. I'm just saying. Lydia, didn't feel like it. Oh, okay. Kenton, what do we think?
So Highline is 100% going to be sort of something to at for this race.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very tricky race as well, strictly for the. It's not full out. It feels like it should be, but you do have to lift. But also lifting is actually really difficult for getting down to the line. So a lot of you're not going to get to the line super easy. it's actually quite difficult to do so. You have to slow down quite a bit, which will affect your times. These corners are awkward tighter than you'd expect for a 25-mile track. It's a very odd track. Like, you do have obviously this apron that we just saw Dan Michel going down and utilizing. So you do have that coming straight away. It's got progressive banking. The higher up you are, the more speed you can carry, which is probably why a lot of people start to go much to that higher line and try and avoid the little bit lower. And it's only a difference of 3 degrees, but that's, a few miles. You can hold more than if you're all the way down below and you don't have to worry about trying to brake super hard to get down to that line. So it's a very tricky track. I don't see us being a caution fest, but you never know. Some days they're just not it. So I'm hoping it's not, but I've seen some weird things happen here. So it definitely could create some interesting times. So.
Well, I haven't driven this circuit yet. As you know, I'm generally on my NASCAR campaign to get my license to A. I've moved a step closer as well. And this week, I've got to be honest, I'm now up to 3.35 SR. Can't say I'm any higher than me 1100 in my IR, but I'm not really worried about that at this moment in time. But I think Kansas is on my agenda for tomorrow from the Xfinity in me truck, so we're going to find out how I get on in that one. It comes across very Daytona-esque, right? And as you say, it almost does clarify that it should be full flat. But just watching Dan Michel here, he loses a good 25 mile an hour in every corner. He entered in at 190. He's going around at 171, maybe just at a touch there. So there is a little lift that he's got to progress, and he's doing it on the way out. You'll watch him again in 3. He'll touch 188. And then all of a sudden, he'll start lifting off 170, 169, 165. So it's about 20 mile an hour difference between entry, mid-corner, and then on the exit itself, it goes up just a little bit. Why can this not be perceived as, although it's Daytona-esque, why can it not be perceived as a full flat circuit?
The very simple answer is the banking is just not aggressive enough. With it only being 17 to 20 and a progressive banking, like you look at Daytona, I want to say it's 30, almost 33 for most of the track, maybe 4. I think in Talladega, actually, I think it's what sits at that 33. Whereas, Daytona is very quickly 31 degrees, and then the tri-oval is 18. You look here, we've got 17 to 20, 9 to 11, and then on the front stretch, and then 5 on the back stretch. Because the corners aren't as banked, they can't carry as much speed, so you have to slow the car down, otherwise it gets very loose, and it really burns through tires here. I don't know why that is, but I was listening to drivers in practice, and they were talking about how in 14 laps 14% of their tire wear was happening. So there can be a lot of tire wear very quickly here, so it's going to be who can serve best, I think, is going to have their best shot.
Yes, I do fully agree. The grid is up on your screen. Dan Michel is in first. Nick Stockner in second. Nice run. Matthew Norberg third. Noel Jackowitz fourth. Clinton Hortman in fifth. Orange Wheel Racing I've got 4 drivers in the front 6 there with Andrew Williams. Devon Collicott 7th. Alex Witt 8th. Jake Hall in 9th. Brandon McLaughlin 10th. Hunter Carson 11th. And Cody Kern is down in 12th place. Moving on, Christian Strada in 13th, Andrew Jamelin in 14th, Josh Kuhn in 15th, Trenton Kimmel 16th, Seth Pegg down in 17th, TJ down in 18th, Armor Brusso 19th, Terry Murphy 20th, then you got Joshua Keefe 21st, Andrew Burrow 22nd, Bradley Young and Jason Taylor in 24th, Brent Sherman, Andy Radel, Luke Sipler, that's a new one, and Greg Sherman there. I believe Luke is new to the series this week. I've not come across him before, so welcome in, Luke. Thanks very much for joining us there in the, oh dearie me, what is that? Who's in the Yamalang? Youngling? What's
the 24?
What's Seth rocking?
Seth has a military, that's Greg Sherman in the 20. Seth's livery today is in
RSL Australia.
Remembrance? Yeah, it's in remembrance of the
Anzac.
So it's called Anzac Day.
Yeah, they had Anzac Day
so
the other day.
Australian and New Zealand armed
Force. Yeah.
from World War One. So that was actually for them on April 25th. So that was his back to them as well. And I believe from him and I had a nice conversation about it. It was a footy game that actually happened between Western Bulldogs and the Essendon Bombers, oddly enough. And Essendon team had their jerseys, but Guernsey is called in Australia, matched very much with his design. So kind of cool.
Awesome. So football is in football.
Australian rules football.
That's not football, that's just hand rugby. Right, here we go.
I don't know, he kicked the ball a lot.
Here we go. I'm going to get this Kansas. Manson's Mullets, 135 for mental health. Is going to be green. There we go, as we're going to filter in. Andrew Williams trying to make a move on the outside of Noel Jackowitz already. But Noel is literally gone up and tried to go straight past. Again on the 124. That's Stockner below with 3 wide already on lap 1, turn 2. That's never a good idea. Alex Wick coming in at a rate. Oh, man.
That's a lot of checking up, and that's somehow Noel is still going straight. I don't understand how. He was hit, I want to say, like 3 or 4 times. But that actually might be the greatest dodge of all time.
And that also can't happen already on lap 2. If you look, it's Stockner's in the middle. He's coming up. Williams
loses it.
Yeah, Stockner gets loose. He goes across into his Orange Wheel racing teammate. Jackowitz.
Jake Hall, I believe.
Yeah, Jackowitz manages to weave his way through. Williams is in there. Oh, there's a Valvoline coming straight at him. Oh, then Williams gets hit by the number 98 as well. That's Jake Hall. Stockner's getting pinballed around. Where is Noel in all of this? He's still managed to wave it through. So Orange Wheel started it, and Orange Wheel lost 3 drivers during that whole escapade here. And I think, as you say, it starts with Stockner getting loose.
Yeah, Alex Wick got a huge run, and it looks like Jackowitz actually had to
check up,
back out because Stockner came up, and then Witt has to check up. And I still have no idea how Stockner gets it through there. There's the 98 goes up high and then gets the bump from Alex and then comes down right as Williams is right in front of him. And this T-bone happens directly in front of him. And somehow he gets through that with no issues.
He got almost by that hit. He got the road cleared for him, didn't he? That's the thing. It was just one of it was just one of the unfortunate bumps that cleared the road for him there as well. So caution number 1. On lap number, well, I believe that was actually lap number 1 that took place, wasn't it, really, I think? Here as well, as I've got to scroll all the way back up, yeah, it was lap number 1, and it involved 3 of the Orange Wheel racing in Stockner, Hall, and also Williams. So, not a good opening lap for Orange Wheel there. That's probably the worst thing you want to be looking forward to.
Yeah, not an ideal way to start, but we've talked about it with NASCAR a time or two last few seasons that just because you're not on the lead lap at the start, or as long as you're on the lead lap near the is really important. So these guys, I mean, they're unfortunately for Stockner for sure, probably Jake Hall as well. They'll have to use their fast repair, so they got to kind of avoid incidents after that, and they won't have those. But for the most part, it's not going to completely destroy this, most likely.
Yeah, we've got 135 laps here, guys. Stage break is at 50. They do have 3 tyre sets there as well. I want to give a big shout out as well. I don't know if anybody watched the Dover race over the weekend. Denny Hamlin taking the victory. Awesome stuff. Good job, Denny. Well done, mate. Proud of you.
Actually, speaking of victories, I heard, and people named Dan, I heard Dan Michel won today.
Yeah, he did.
Earlier.
He did. He won the truck race earlier on as well. I tell you what, that was actually quite epic. I was expecting a bit of a caution kind of fest, but literally there was only, I think it was two 2 and 2 stage breaks, I think, caused... Yeah, they got to stage 1 clean. They got to stage 1 at 35 without any incidents. Then they had a caution on 53, caution on 63, and then the stage at 70, and then they went from the stage to the end of the race at 135 without any problems. There was even green flag pit stops. So, yeah, big up the guys earlier on from the JPB Truck League. Awesome job that they did. But, yeah, Dan Michel did come out in first place. I think Jakowitz finished in third, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Jakowitz finished in third, and Tim Perry got second. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It was awesome. It was good. It was good running, to be fair.
Good.
Well,
it's good.
Yeah, 70 to 135. So 65 laps green.
Pretty good.
It was. James and Kenton. Hey, gentlemen, let's go fart. Yes, let's go. Welcome in, Mr. Terry Spainhouse Senior, sir. I have no idea why I salute every time I say that, and you can't see a single bit of it.
For some reason, I feel like I just can.
Yeah, you
I always feel like you do. I don't know why. I just feel like I know you do every time.
Absolutely. Every time I greet him in, there's always a salute there. I don't even know if you were in the military or not. I can't ever remember a conversation about it, but I just feel like I have to out of respect. So, you know what I mean? There we go. Going forward on that one. Right, that one, caution 1. Come on, guys. Let's get some of these 50 under our belt before we hit stage, please. Right, pace car lights are off. Get ready to rock and roll for the Mensa's Mullets for Mental Health. 135 for the second time of asking. We are going to be green, green, green. Michelle makes the jump. Norberg's in there as well. The 22 of Clint Holterman. He's up 3 places, gained couple on that restart as well from the first time, and managed to probably make do with some of the cautions. Alex Witt's still in there. Brian McLaughlin. Strada's in there. And I can't see that number. Is that the 81 of Brian McLaughlin? Why is it?
Yes, that's the McLaughlin. I have no idea why his 8 does not show up in this. I
are
think
you
he meant
seeing
to put it as a background.
Are you seeing two-tone green car?
Yes, I am with red circles.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know.
And the numbers are hard to read, but it's like Genesis something. Yeah, I don't. Okay, just checking.
Not
sure what it's supposed to be.
I don't know. I'm just checking that you're seeing the same thing, because otherwise, me and you are looking at something completely different. There we go. I think there's a double overlay situation going on there with Brandon McLaughlin's car on board with Christian Strada on the entrance into 3. There goes the car on the left-hand side there. Stevie Wonder on the front of Strada's car. Genesis something or rather.
And I saw the Farts logo on the back. I have no idea what that's supposed to be in regards to, so.
No idea on that one. We'll try and catch him as he comes up beside us. There is Noel Jakowitz right in front of us. We're going to take that inside line away. Strada takes the inside from Jakowitz. We're now chasing the Bucky's livery of Alex Witt as we're into the top 6. Close cam here. Riding along. Jakowitz is on our right now. He's just about to go clear past us as well. I'm surprised they're not settled into 1 or 2 lanes. We've kind of got that fractured jigsaw puzzle effect that I talk about, where it's like you've thrown it on the table and that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of Auto Club, where there's a couple different lines you can sort of take. It just depends on how your car is sort of feeling. I know that in the pre-race group during practice there, I was chatting with some guys and they were mentioning how it feels. The high line feels really good up until it doesn't. And then it feels really bad very quickly. But at the same time, passing on the inside is not easy. And we saw that Christian Strada had a great run, got right down to the line, was able to get on the inside of Noel Jakowitz, but just wasn't able to hold the speed because he has to slow down so much to stay next to that white line. That Jakowitz, by the time they came out, was already back ahead of him because he's able to just carry that more speed. So it's a very interesting track, and that going high is honestly your better bet. Downside is everyone's going to be high, so trying to pass, you kind of have to go low, which is very hard to do as it is. You need to kind of hope that you figure it out, but it's not the easiest thing to get through.
Yeah, there was a massive run from Andrew Williams straight in the back of Terry's camera. We just saw it in his rear view there. Williams did end up passing coming into the try. That is Terry Murphy. There is Andrew Williams. Has he quite got through? No, he's going to have to settle in again. The 32 in front. Hunter Carlson's there with the 23 of Cody Kern in that familiarised Craigslist livery. But we've got Michelle out in front. Norberg and Holterman have just swapped. Norberg's running that outside line. We've got the 91 of Collicott is nestled in there. Oh, where you gone? There we go. And the 91 there as well. Clint Holterman still holding on to that inside line. He's clinging a little bit. Michelle's running very up and down. He's entering in the corner high. He's coming all the way down high. And then as he comes out, he looks to come back on the inside again. And he's done it for the last couple of corners. Not done it on that time. Just caused me a big old flat liar. But I'm sure he'll do it coming out of turn 4.
I think it was largely a little bit of a proactive blocking, which is allowed. So I know we had the conversation from last weekend at Dover where there was a massive crash and I took out half the field because he was trying to block, but what he was blocking was very reactive.
Yeah.
As Carr was starting to get a run, he's rushing down to go stop him from getting that run. What Dan was doing was trying to get down and break Alterman's run, kind of give him a little bit of a sort of almost stop him or make him kind of have to lift just that little extra while not having to force him into, a bad situation, not trying to brake check him or cut his nose off or anything like that. So being very proactive, which is the right way to block in NASCAR, is to try and do that. It's sort of similar how, for those who don't follow NASCAR, in an F1 of trying to make your move early and you can defend the inside, but you kind of have to stay there. Obviously, you're allowed a couple of moves. You don't just get one, but that's the general idea. It's you move down, you stop them from doing that, and you're not trying to do it right as they're going by you, kind of.
Yeah, it's more being proactive than reactive. I think that's what we're trying to get across there. I think, proactive block is you made the move early. A reactive is you see the guy got on the run, like all of a sudden nip out, and then all of a sudden you go and send your car up there, and that's not going to work out too well. We saw it 2 weeks back in IRL as well at Dega, where the move was made by the 34. Was it McDowell, or I think his name was? Oh. He was doing it.
Couple of cars there.
Yeah, it's trying to find where they are, though. That's the problem. It isn't showing up that anybody... Oh, there we go. Oh, Andrew Williams again.
Jamalin, Williams,
McLaughlin,
Spainhauer.
TJ, break. Oh.
He actually might get that.
Yeah, he should do, as long as he can just stay where he is and wait for these guys to settle out.
His tire is at a very terrible angle to drive in.
Go on, cut through the middle, TJ. Cut through the middle. I think we can safely say that started there. Let's go back. Not an ideal way of doing this, but when you can't find it, we've got to do it this way. So, where are we going? Jakowitz. Gets into Williams, gets loose. Williams gets a hit.
You go further back than that. It looks like there was a hit before that, even in between the two. Still same grouping. Trying to see the angle here. Trying to see, he looks like right there. You can see him. Yeah, it looks like Williams actually comes off the wall a little into the side of him. Sends Jakowitz a little squirrely. Yeah, so that Williams cuts above. Nothing there. No net code even, which is amazing. Gets close to the wall, then comes back off the wall. A little rubbing his race into Jakowitz. Now he's kind of boxed in. He's got nowhere to go.
It's already loose. Look, Jakowitz looks like he's already loose there.
He kind of comes up and gives another next with him there, and that sends Jakowitz down. Williams is now very loose, and I think, that's going to bump by McLaughlin again, and then Jakowitz trying to save it, just unfortunately back up the track and right into Jamelin, and right back into Williams. Front tires are not attached properly anymore.
Yeah, TJ's hard on the brakes. McLaughlin's in there as well. So unfortunately, We're caution number 2. We're on lap number 16. Let's see if we can have our residential chat with the very own boss man himself. Where is Mr. Brusso in the field? 15th. Oh, yes, he is. There he is. He coming into
the new car colors.
Yeah. Let's ask him and find out what that is all about as well. As we'll put him into the waiting room just so he knows he's not going crazy. And then we'll have a chat with him up here with our very own resident conversationalist. That is Mr. Armour Brusso. Good evening, afternoon. How are you, dear sir?
I'm doing alright. How are you guys?
I'm not too bad. Sporting a new livery this week?
Yeah, I've been busy making a lot of paints. It took a lot of time. But yes, we're rocking the Storm bowling ball car.
Okay, is there a significance? Help me out here a little bit. I don't know what that is.
It's the brand that makes the bowling balls that I like to use when I go bowling. If you look at the back of my car, you'll see 5 bowling balls. Those are all the balls that I own.
Nice.
Nice. Can I ask you a question? Are you a full leg flicker bowler?
Excuse me?
A leg flicker.
A leg flick? You mean like, does my leg go behind my body when I throw the ball?
Yeah, do you like flick your leg out and stick it behind you and then plant yourself in a funky position that nobody can quite get back into?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Not quite aggressive, but...
It's like, what, 200 to 250-ish?
195 right now.
I'm 185. So there we go. How do we think we're going to do? I mean, really quickly, because we're on the lap before the pace car goes in. How do you think, 2 things, how do you think the field's going to do?
Well, I mean, we did have somewhat of a decent run there, and then it looks like a lot of people got hooked up, so I'm hoping we can build off last week, but I don't have high hopes.
Okay, how do you think you're going to get them?
I'm trying to survive. If I finish top 20, I'll be happy.
Alright, and I'm dropping you back in BSPS, yes? I think that was right, wasn't it?
Yep.
Alright, later, sir. Have a good one.
Good night.
Oh, he's a bowler. Fair play.
I did know that, actually. He does post in the Discord stuff, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, KJ said he loves bowling. I think it's cool as well. Partly because I can't do it. So, not that I'm saying if anybody does something that I can't do, they're cool, but I think to do something different is always cool. And bowling's not a renowned sport as such. It's not really big over here in the UK. Obviously, we have our bowling alleys and stuff, but let's get this back up and away. Back up and running. Are we going to go into this one now? Radle's in the front with Dan Michelle. The green flag drops. Radle bolts here. Does an absolute stellar job. He's going to get brought in really, really quickly, but he bolted away and got the gap he needed. He got nearly 2 temps over Norbert behind him.
Brad Young, yeah. Got a new Mountain Dew car today.
How did he end up going backwards? Oh. Still pushing. Braking is not an option. What happened here?
Car goes high and kind of hooks his back.
It went in a bit rapid. I'm sorry there, Kenton.
So he's going underneath. He's trying to split Damelin, sorry. And
Coon, isn't it?
One of the
Joshua Coon, yeah.
Okay, so he's coming up, kind of settles down, and then unfortunately going into the corner at the same time. So they both kind of went to each other.
They
Brad
did.
Young went a little higher up, but they in the end they both kind of came together at the same time.
Yeah, Jakowitz just there making a little bit of contact towards the end there. So unfortunately on lap 21, Radle's taking the option to go into the pits from second place. And is now plumbed down in 26th there. Not really sure that's a good idea. To be fair though, depends on, yeah, why not? There we go.
Yeah, you'll have. I don't know. Let's see. What was his pit time on that one? About 8 seconds. So that was just
top up.
fuel.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. So I think his game plan now is to push it so he can make it to the stage break, and everyone else might have to come in again, and he can kind of take back over.
Yeah, stage break at 50. So fair play for that one. As we're on our third caution. Let's know if you are in chat who you're cheering for, who you're rooting for. Let's get some love on the board as well. Chuck some likes on it, and give it a bit of a like, subscribe, and turn on the bells and do all that fancy jazz that you can do on YouTube for absolutely free, because we have got a lot of racing this week. I'm not even going to lie to you. We've got the JPB GT4 Championship Round 5 kicking off at Alton Park without Britain chicane. BSC Racing League tomorrow night for Tier 2 Round 9 there in Belgium. Then we've got the NARS Virtual Modern Sports Car Championship as well coming up. TSRC will be there on the Thursday with Radical Race Series there again as well on Thursday night. F4s will return for the TSRC on Friday, and then you've got the Virtual World Sports Car Championship on the Saturday. The 1996 Le Mans will be kicking off. So if you want like your sports cars and you like Le Mans, you can come and have a look at that one. On Sunday we'll have the PEL Australian GT3 Round 4, then we'll have the Coffee Cup Round 10, and then we'll finish off the evening with the IGP Series. However, after that is the Round 5 from the SR4S Super Formula Series on next Sunday night at about 8:30 Eastern, translates to about 1, I think it's like 10 to 1 in the morning in the UK. So there's a lot going on. So, yeah, stay tuned for that one. Go Trenton on the number 52. We've actually got a league launch at the JPB Community Cup this weekend as well. And some of these guys are in it. So pay attention to that, as we've got, I believe there's 26 drivers signed up so far for the JPB Community Cup. So if you do want to get yourself involved and you want to come and drive a 50% series in the Cup on a weekend, head over to jpbroadcasting.com/league racing, and you can get yourself involved in that one. And there's still spaces in the free entry truck series on a Tuesday if you want to come along for that as well. So a lot going on, Kenton.
Yeah, no, it sounds absolutely fantastic. And on the officials side of things, fours are currently at the combined Nürburgring ring. Those races, a blast. Love me some Schleif.
How did you get on?
The first one was just a straight up GT4 race, and I started from the pits because I was smack dab in the middle, and
not happening.
I learned early on that D class in the Nürburgring, C class, Nürburgring is terrifying, so I'm gonna start from the pits. I started off 5th, ended 10th.
Noise.
Like that. And then I did what is it called? The GT4 LMP3.
Yeah, the multi-class.
That one. Well, that multi-class. I started 28th and finished 19th. Should have finished 8th, but ran out of fuel.
Lovely. Well, there we go. Go Trenton 52, says Angie Kimmel. Let's get this up and running. Norberg into the Geico's restart zone. We are green for the Manson's Mullet 135 here, brought to us by Seth Pegg and the crew from Down Under as we're heading off to Kansas. Lap 26. Bit concerned with 3 cautions in, 1 out of 135. Surely we got to get settled a little bit, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. This track, we've kind of talked about it, is a little tricky because there are so many different lines you can take. You kind of have to be prepared for the guy in front of you to take a weird line, as Alex almost connecting with Dan Michel, which is obviously not what they want as our teammates. And then Halterman and Nordberg up ahead, also teammates. So got a little bit of working together, but yeah, it seems like that outside line just is so much faster. Keep seeing guys drop down to the inside line, and they're getting caught instantly as they try and make their way. So might be something to look at.
Yeah, well, I did say at the top of the show the outside line did come in quite early in the early race today. So, as I say, we know they're on different circuits, right? So I'm not, it's a different everything probably, to be fair, temperatures and whatnot. But the outside line did come in quite quickly. You see we got the 3 Chevys at the front, then a Ford, then a Chevy, and another couple of Fords before we hit the first Camry, which is Mr. TJ, who's just up. He's about 4 cars up. Yeah, 4 cars up on the right hand side there on that outside line as we look back from Seth Pegg, as we see some. That was a very wild move from Brandon McLaughlin, and I'm not quite sure why that move was made or whether or not there was some contact from somebody behind him at that point. But for him to come and shoot out like that, I was quite surprised.
I think he got a little loose and he ended up catching it. It looked like he kind of just shot down and then reacted to it and was able to keep it going. But yeah, not didn't look the smoothest for sure. Also, I will defend this
TJ,
to the end.
TJ.
Oh no, he's still good. He's good. Toyota needs to pick a different bloody car for their NASCAR. I'm sorry, the Toyota Camry. Really, go back to the Supra. Stop with the Camry. Worst car. Family car, not a NASCAR. Hate it.
Okay.
Frustrates me.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I hate it. Because their Xfinity car is actually a Supra. Even funnier.
Okay.
And then their truck is what? The
Tundra.
Tundra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a Tundra.
yeah.
It is. I drive it. I've got
Yeah,
an
I was
idea.
gonna say, yeah, you'd probably know better than I have. I haven't touched an race in months now.
Oh, TJ. Giving the 52 a little bit. Rick Witt, go, Alex, and the BSC. Oops, I meant the BCR. Yes, you did. Rick, am I going to presume you're Alex's father, or are you going to tell me that you're a family relation as in brother? Let me know which one you are. Kenton, why have you put in there, go Kenton, he's the best driver?
You said pick someone to celebrate some love, and I need today.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Very needy. You like my wife this evening,
I know.
don't you? You know what I mean?
I have my moment.
Yeah, I know. God, somebody shoots Canada and give Kenton a cuddle, will you? Oh, blimey. Clearly in need of some love this evening. A little bit like my wife earlier. So, there we go. Bless her little cut. I can't speak too loud. She's sleeping next door. So, you have to be a little bit quiet. Otherwise, I'll probably find a pillow and a quilt outside my door, and I'll probably get the hint that I'm on the sofa at that point. So, there we go. Oh dear. Rumble Cody Cut Father. Oh, welcome in, Mr. Rick Witt, senior sir. Thank you so much for joining us. As we're going to be going around 33 at 135, staging 17 laps here. Kenton, what do we think? Can they make it to stage? Surely they've got to be able to, right?
I would hope so. They seem to have settled down.
Oh, no, maybe not.
I spoke too soon, apparently.
We did. Where was that? Oh, no. Stotner's on the apron.
Come up.
He's got to have come up. Look, he's coming up like a rocket. That is...
Right into the Seth there. Yep. That's a... This is why the apron is a scary place.
And this is... Oh... And this is where the deliverance of, if you're on the apron, you are not on the track surfaces. Do you deserve the space to come up? Because, oh, Seth, oh, Brett Sherman, straight into Mr. Pegg there. Don't know how much he saw of this, so let's have a look. But yeah, it does beg the question whether or not you're going to allow, you should be the one coming up safely. Oh, he doesn't know where to go. He's just nowhere to go. Poor old Brett, you've just got to make a choice, and unfortunately, whatever choice you're going to make is always going to be a bad one. So, there we go.
He's heavy on the brakes, but
watch
Jake Hall in.
Yeah, I'm on it now. I see. But why am I watching Jake Hall in car here? Does he make an excellent weavy maneuver? Right, well, there's the car is over on the left there. We've got TJ beneath us. He's waiting for him to come on.
That's a little The code brown if I've seen one.
I mean, I need new underpants just looking at that one. I'm not going to lie. So fair play, Jake, for making it through. If you are unscathed on that one, you do look pretty well unscathed, though. Got to be honest. Nothing on the front, on the rear, nothing on the front. It looks like he's done a good job.
Front right looks a little banged up, but nothing too.
Do you know? I am surprised that.
A little dent.
Yeah, a little flick on the side. I am surprised he would have got away without any damage there, because when that's happened to me, I've normally got a 4x in damage. So there we go. Congratulations on TJ and Lydia on their new ride, Honda SUV 2024 model. Ooh, what's it called? So I can Google it. I can't just Google Honda SUV, Mr. Spainell Senior. So let me know what the model name.
Probably a CR.
No, it's an SUV.
No, but
Oh, it ain't a CRV.
SUV is called the CRV.
Oh, is it? Is it fully electric?
So.
Oh, very nice. Just make sure you plug it in before you go on a day trip, because otherwise you'll be knackered. You're going very far. You'll have no battery. So for CRV, says KJ. So there we go. Thank you, Kay. Much appreciated for you, my dear. Honda CRV. Right, I'm going for a Google. Really quickly, as we're still under the pace car lights are off. We are going green this time around. Is that the one that looks like a spaceship?
I guess, okay, so they have the HRV, the CRV, and the Passport Pilot.
Ooh, very
SUV
posh.
styles.
Wow.
Which one they?
Well, full hybrid is over in the UK at the moment, is topping out at £45,930. Transfer that into dollars. I'm not really sure. Hold on. Just do the quick transfer while they're on their way around to turn 3. Totals about $57,347. Jesus Christ. TJ and Lydia, have you won the lottery? Pace car is peeling into the bits now, though. And we're going to be up and running. We've got Norberg and Mighty Michelle up the front. There's a push on the back of Norberg there as well from Holman. He gave him a shove early. Witt gives Michelle a shove. And now that is the orange wheel up front with the BCR boys not too far back. And Cody Kern in his own Craigslist purple running alongside there. The 27 car is just going to be absolute. Oh, Seth, you're going to be eaten faster than the hamburger at McDonald's, mate. They are on their trails and they are coming quick. Led by Norberger, he's up at the top of the circuit, blocking off the air going into Dan Michel. Holterman's just come all the way up into the wall. He's got to be careful. He's going to try and get back down. Steady. As they're leaning on each other here going into turn 1. They're almost going to go 3 wide. They are 3 wide there as well. Dan Michel. He runs it. Do you know what? I can sit here and say now, Holtman, that wasn't a little mistake by Dan Michel. That was him literally running in deep and making sure you were aware he was on your inside there. So there you go. We don't do electric. Oh, so it's not the electric model. Oh.
So, and it's the HRV, so I think it's a little bit bigger.
So it's not the CRV then?
No, so the CRV, and there's the two. They have the CRV and the HRV.
Oh, okay. Oh, still very nice.
Yeah, I think it's a slightly.
However, even the base model at £34,000, I'm not really going to be interested in that one. Transfer over $43,000. Let's get back to the racing. Norberg's escaped up the front by about a second. Cody Kearns there. You got Alex Witt and Dan Michel running around the outside. We've got Terry Murphy in the mix as well. Great job from Terry. He's up 15 places. Witt's trying to make that high line run in as well. Lap 44. So Witt's on the outside. Then we've got Jamalin trying to also follow Strada through on that outside line. We've got Andrew Burrell, Hunter Carlson in the mix as well. Brett Sherman, TJ and Armin Brusso a little bit further back trying to hang on. Bradley Young, you've got to try and keep with the pack, dear sir. Otherwise you will be another one that unfortunately will be a part and parcel of the Hamburger Eaton crew, and you will go down quite quickly. So be aware on that one. But Terry Murphy, Cody Kern, Alex Witt for the BCR, all nestling around that front area. You can see Witt's got damage on the front of his bumper there, Kenton. At the same time, it looks like he's at a post in a car park.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's from that first safety car where Big Hall and Stockner are instinct hit into Jake Hall solidly, and I think he up his front, and he's trying to save the fast repair as long as he can, which yeah, I think that's what that was caused by. And in Bill, yeah, the talk about the little ding, but it's definitely, hey, I'm here, not getting away from me. And Murphy now up into 2.
Murphy's doing a great job there. I do love these shots. Look at that, just get washing them through. There was that video that I saw. The woman was at a racetrack and she posted the cars go past her and they literally nearly blew her wig off. It was so funny. They would come through at such a rate of knots that it was just unbelievable airflow coming off the side of the cars. It was just literally insane. KJ with some nice financial advice there. Instead of a HRV, get a Type R. There we go. A Honda Civic Type R, though, isn't it?
My car is 19, so...
Mine is 5 on that one.
Mine is legal drinking age across Canada.
I've got a Vauxhall Insignia, which, Devon, Cody Kern.
Yeah, that was a little tight there.
There's a lot of what almost be perceived as, please don't hit me, and then they do, and then the other person inadvertently comes and makes some form of contact with them. I think there's a lot of that happening at the moment, isn't there? There's a lot of what looks like intentional rubbing, shall we say?
Paint sharing. That's what we'll call it, paint sharing. They're just helping each other out, giving a little extra paint. That's going to cause a yellow right there. Yep. That's the second time the Sherman's gotten unfortunately involved with no fault of his own. Stockner, and he's having a rough day.
Yeah, I'm wondering though if the number 4 did not assist in that one, or did Stockner come up? Again, is that the apron playing its part? Is that the expectance?
No, he's above the apron on this one.
Oh no, the number 4 comes down heavily. Yeah. So unfortunately that was Joshua Keefe and Nick Stockner. Radel gets caught up in it. Radel gave up that position up the front. I'm probably guessing he did not want to do that anymore. It'd be interesting to know what fast repairs Stockner's got left, if any, partly due to the fact that, yeah, I would say nothing because he got caught up in an earlier incident. Look at Josh Keefe's car as well here. He is literally...
That's new.
Got nothing on it. Look at that.
Hood is inside the engine bay, where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
The wheels are still straight, though.
No, but the front left's not moving. If you're looking at the car as it is now, the left side's not moving.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
It's literally just frozen, wedged up there. So, wonder how they're going to fix that one. That's going to be an interesting one. And I believe that will be the stage as well. So I believe that was Norberg, Michelle, Murphy, Witt on that one. Hey, we have an RS and it's gained blue book value since purchase. Right, will do, yes. Do you know what I do actually wish, I had an Escort RS 2000 and due to a wonderful gentleman in a square boxed Fiat Panda, if anybody remembers the square box version of the Panda, I no longer have it due to him making bad choices on a junction, should we say, and my RS did not stop on a penny, let's put it that way. However, his car did make a very good hovercraft after.
Oh, yeah, I had a 98 GMC Sierra 2500 when I was... And poor unfortunate girl in a 2013 Hyundai Accent pulled off a curb in front of it, and 98 version of those trucks, as they were made of all metal and now plastic like they are now, and her car disintegrated. Mine had a slight dent to the front quarter panel, and then the axle got bent, so I had to But I drove fine.
That's the thing.
But yeah, I lost my truck.
Do you know the worst thing for me is when we go out the weekend, I obviously help my son deliver his papers on the weekend, and we go there, and I don't know if you remember the old Ford Sierras. And there was the 4x4 version, which was the sporty one with the double wing on the back. This generally in black. And then there was just a normal, I think it was a GTE or GT something or rather version. I go past a house that has two of them sitting on the driveway, rusting, with nothing done to them. And I sit there and think, I really want to knock on your house and say, can I have them cars? But I'm also sitting there thinking, it's 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday. I don't know how civil they would likely be to me at that point.
Yeah, it's always frustrating. You're like, man, that's such a nice car. It's the worst.
Especially now. There was an auction the other day for a Ford Sierra 4x4 sports version. Ford Sierra Cosworth, I believe it was. And it went for nearly £95,000. It was gorgeous. And even if you put 10 grand into the cars, you would still get a profit out of it. These cars were absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, this guy has two of them just rusting away on his driveway. Well, not even on the driveway, it's on the front garden as well. Such a shame. Tempted to knock on the door, I think, and say, are you doing anything with them cars? I need them cars, Kenton. I think that's the thing.
I would go for it.
Yeah. But no, my luck, he'll probably go, yeah, you can have them for 10 grand or something ridiculous. And I'll just be like, no, that was not the purpose, because I've got to spend that, get the cars ready. So no, not happening. Do it, doesn't hurt to us. I think you're well right, Kay, and I do understand that, but probably not at 7:30 in the morning when I go past his house on a Saturday. So I may have to go back when it's a little bit more civil in time. You know what I mean? Let's go and ask him.
Like 8.
Yes. 8:05, just to be on the safe side.
Exactly. Maybe bring a coffee.
Yeah. Here, here's a Starbucks. Can I have the cars off in front of your driveway? So let's see what he says. I'll ask you, and I'll give you an update next week. I'll let you know what goes on here, but the pace car lights are out. Fifth caution, that is the end of stage. We are now straight running to the 135. Can we get there? That's going to be the question. What's the prediction of 5 to 10? At the moment, 66% of you are near enough right. Caution's out, green flag's gone, and now we are running once more. Michelle at the front with Norberg, Terry Murphy in there, Collicott's in there, Armand Brusso sitting in a tidy 6th place at this moment in time as well. Go Armand Brusso sitting in 6th, keeping out of trouble. Strada's making moves around the outside in that 29 machine. We've still got Stockner in the pits, we've still got Brett Sherman in the pits. I'm probably guessing they're going to be in there for quite a while. I don't think Stockner. Ooh, Armand, there's a wall there. There is a wall. Come off. There you go. He comes down now. He's got the Hunter Castle, the 32 machine there. Andrew Burrow, Noel Jackowitz, Brandon McLaughlin, and Andrew Jamelin there as well in...
Jamelin.
Oh, we never get it right, Kenton. Stop trying to correct me.
I do.
Yeah, whatever.
I've already been... If I got it right. It's mad skills.
Suck up. Next time, bring an apple. Right. Manchester Mullet's 135 for mental health here. So he's sponsored by our very own Seth Pegg, who's brought that along all the way from Oz. Alex Witt just trying to make that apron work past Terry Murphy. See, that does beg the question of what happened in the original time when Stockner come back up. You know, for me, and this isn't just, this is anybody. This does my nutting when I drive officials as well, and they go, well, the apron's part of the racetrack. I'm like, is it below the white line? Yeah, ain't part of the racetrack. Don't do it. I don't have to give you room to come back up. You got to rejoin safely. That the philosophy?
Yes, 100%. On any apron track any track you can apron, you're not going to be doing it at like Talladega or Daytona, stuff like that. But there's a few tracks that you definitely can go white line onto the apron, and 100%, all the more power to you if you do it. It is up to you every time to make sure you reach safely, and that's actually been I can't remember which it was.
Oh, Murphy's in the wall. I think that was Texas. Was it Texas?
I think it was Texas, something like that. Where you could go below the apron, and that's fine. You have to be aware that you're going to have to make it safely, not into the side.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've had plenty of arguments in many officials with people who are like, well, I say arguments and more discussion with people who just don't want to listen. And you turn around and just say, look, you're down on the apron. You get back up. I'm not giving you room. You didn't give me any room. Are you on a racetrack? No. Well, there you go then. Why am I giving you room? It'd be like me giving you loads of room on Road America when you're off at turn 5 and I really don't have to because you're off the racetrack. So, you know, big up you, get on with it, crack on, life's living. So there we go, we're on 57 at 135, straight run now to the end, stage break's gone and dusted, and you see Norberg out in front with Witt chasing down near enough a second part. Collie got in there as well. TJ still nestled in, he's inside the top 15, not quite making the top 10 yet as he's chasing down, we'll say he's chasing, he's probably sat behind his fast, angry racing team gentleman in the name of Hunter Carlson, who is sitting in front of him. Teammates really probably spent more time working together, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I don't know if necessarily this track it's largely due to the lack of draft you're getting. 5-mile track, you're not getting a massive draft. It will help. It's not going to hurt by any means.
Well, yeah, any draft is good draft, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anytime you can use some form of slipstream draft, whatever it is, it's definitely going to be beneficial, but it's not going to be as massively important as Daytona. Massive run out of TJ is he's actually going to overtake Hunter and Terry Murphy there. If he's able. Turns 3 and 4 are a little tighter. Matt, run for him. Big 2 drivers there.
It's like they say with the whole any publicity is good publicity, and that's the thing. I think for most people don't quite understand that, you know, that by giving you the public platform and calling whatever and that, you're still getting publicity, and I think that's the thing that these guys have got to understand. I think any draft is good draft, and you just got to nestle in and try and grab it when you can. So I'm sure sooner or later it will help you as you're getting towards the end of the race here, Kenton.
100%. Like, that's going to be very important for anyone just to be safe at this point and stay out of trouble. And it's the hardest thing to do, obviously.
Yeah. I think trouble sometimes, though, trouble for me is deemed that it can come down to your own mentality of how you drive, right? You know, I watch some young adults, and I say that with the WCP project, the Winner Circle project in America. We did a broadcast earlier, and there was some questionable, how can I put it, reactive blocking from a car with blue flags, should we say. And literally, I think he obviously wasn't aware of the situation. That comes down to a little bit of inexperience. But I think for these guys, these are all experienced racers. They all know what reactive and proactive means. They all know that obviously when you're down on the apron, technically it's your choice. It's on you to get back up safely. So I think these guys are fairly well educated in racecraft. So why do you think we do still get little niggly problems that we've seen plenty of time that you would expect from an official that you wouldn't expect from this league?
I think it's just a case of there are varying levels of experience. As much as like they have done, obviously, top end practices, you run this track probably a couple of times. Kansas is a fairly popular one, but it's always different when with a specific group. Maybe, I mean, like when we spoke about it our first season we took over with, Bekowitz was very aggressive, it seemed like at the start. Now seeing him drive for the last 2.5 seasons, I would say that isn't 100% accurate. Like, he's a very smart driver, kind of just bides his time and takes advantage of can. Whereas, like, yeah, sometimes you have Alex Witt, it's bloody fast, and he'll go. And if you're unable to stick with him, you're not going to stick with him. And it's kind of that there's so much of a range of talents and abilities amongst the drivers that you would kind of see in like an officials.
Yeah.
With a wide range, so it's that sort of similar thing. So yes, it's elite. You guys do know each other fairly well, but it still is a talent level, right? Like, and sometimes we've seen it. Some days you just run out of talent in the middle of a race, and it happens. So it's one of those things where it all depends on how that day happens to be that driver. And the apron and coming up, he literally might have expected that Seth was going to go higher, and Seth never did. And so,
but then
does
Seth have to?
He definitely does not. He does not have to. It's one of those things where it was an unfortunate, I guess, hope is the wrong word, but an unfortunate situation where he was expecting something that didn't happen in the way he wanted it to. And because of that, it caused an incident.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's one of those things where you have to being proactive will always be better, especially in NASCAR. That's not on me. No, Seth, it was not on you. But it's one of those things where you kind of like, and it gets in every driver does it at some point where you're like, oh, this person's going to make this move. I'm going to do this to try and react or to try and be ready for it. And then they don't do that, and you end up in the back of them. I mean, I watched it happen yesterday when I was driving around the Nuremberg ring. I had a guy who went off as soon as we entered the Nordschleife and got off the Grand Prix part of the track, and he went off, and I was like, oh, okay, he's going to stay to the right. I went left. He went, that quarter panel looks real nice, and drove into the side of me. And all I would have had to have technically done was slowed up and let him go back across, and I could have gone right and had no problem. So it's one of those things. Sometimes you just assume everyone thinks like you do, and not all the time do they.
No, they definitely don't. TJ's just lost that place to Joshua Keefe there. Further down, we've got Jake Hall. He's running with Joshua Kuhn. Jason Taylor there as well. The Jedi is running here. Armand Brusso's all the way down. You can see him in the background there in 23rd. Do you know, Seth, if you concentrated on your driving, dear sir, more than you do typing in YouTube chat, I reckon you could be right up the front. So there we go, just some advice for you. KJ, Alex blows everyone away in game and in IRL. He's amazing. What does he do in IRL, KJ? Let us know. Spain Alcina, someone needs some tyres. TJ, keep it on the high line. I agree. He does, and he's not. Well, let's have a look on board at the moment with TJ and see what kind of line he's running. He's running that middle lane. You can see the separation of two lines. He's going down. He's coming down. All the way down, and he's going to drift all the way back out to the wall. So he's kind of arcing it off here as well, but maybe he needs to just run the high line like everybody else, follow the machine in front, which is Trenton Kimmel. That would probably be a good idea for TJ on this one.
Yeah, you got to stay high, unfortunately, especially near the end of stints, and you probably are going to be looking at a green flag stops coming up very shortly. I mean, we're at what, fifth? I want to say 54 laps for most of these guys. So what was it, 49, 48 for some people. So yeah.
Well, they all pitted on lap 38, so technically we're not even 30 laps in to the run at the moment.
Yeah, I think 30 or 20. Sorry, 24. Say, is what we're at right now. Yeah, 24 currently. But yeah, so we're gonna start seeing that tire wear, and I mean, Big Alex, you can kind of hear a little loose. They're backing off on lifting a lot more to try and make these corners. Just because the tires are starting to go, and that's the downside to Kansas. Is it chews your tires up? Nothing.
Yeah, it does.
Like me at a hot dog bar.
Oh. Ugh.
Hot dogs.
No, dude, me and hot dogs don't go together. It's almost like an allergy. I eat a hot dog next to you, and I've just got my head down the toilet. It's horrendous. Don't ever give me a hot dog. KJ, Alex does actual track days. He's really good. Does he drive like Dega and that? I'd love to come over and do a Dega track day. Even if I only get 48 minutes, it's worth the $2,000 on flight fees just to go there. That would be awesome.
How are you and I so different on this? Like, I'm sitting here all excited going into Germany because I'm going to hop into, and my game plan is to go to the Nuremberg Ring and do a lap around the Nuremberg Ring, and then there's the European, like, I want to go drive NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. I want to do Dega, dude. £2,600 or dollars for Dega. 48 minutes. You do eight-minute stints driving around Dega in a Xfinity, I believe it is. But yeah, dude, I'd love to go and do that. That would be absolutely insane, just driving Dega. So, you know, that would be my ideal thing. But you're like Brad. Brad does F1. Who does the triple bypass with me, and he drives F1. And again, we've had this conversation multiple times. He's like, James, you're the European. Why are you loving NASCAR rather than F1? I said, because NASCAR's a lot more exciting than the F1 is at this current time. And I'd rather just not see one winner all the time. However, I'd love to see Danny Hamlin win every single race, but unfortunately, that just doesn't happen. But yeah, I'd rather watch that than Max Verstappen just running away and winning consistently. It just does my nutting. It's boring. So
I mean,
yeah.
that's fair. I can't argue with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited to have a shot or a chance to go drive around the Nuremberg Ring.
Ooh.
Which I think that would be amazing.
I don't see, the thing for me is I'd rather go and watch a NASCAR than Formula One. Do you know why? And I'll give you a reason, because if I go to an oval and spend $144, say, for if I really want to go and spend a ticket and get a decent ticket, you know, you're obviously going to treat yourself. And I can see pretty much most of the whole track, right? Formula One, they just go, Meow. And then I've got to wait a minute and a half before I see them do the same thing 5 seconds, you know, a minute and a half later, where they just go, Meow. And then I don't see anything else. It doesn't excite me whatsoever, I've got to be honest. I'd rather go to NASCAR and watch all the action, because I can see it all on an oval. The dream would be either going to Martinsville, which I absolutely adore, or I would go to Dega, just purely because Dega's Dega. That's it. That's on the bucket list for 2025, that one. After me winter holiday in Norway. So.
I think that'd be a hilarious, like an absolute blast of a time.
Oh yes, I've just come all the way from the UK for the weekend just to watch the Dega race. I couldn't care. I'd get there on a Friday, watch the trucks, watch the Xfinity. If the trucks actually do Dega, they didn't do Dega this year, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it'd be great to go and just watch that for a day. You guys are so lucky out in the US. So many racetracks you can go to.
I mean, yeah.
And even then, I could go and watch IndyCar, because that would be awesome.
I have nothing.
Well,
I have nothing up here.
Yeah, but you're close to, you know, you can go and fly down or whatever. It will take you a few hours, whereas me, it's like a 10-hour flight. And then I've got probably a 6-hour car ride to the hotel. And then by the time I get to the hotel, I've got to make sure the hotel's right near the racetrack. Otherwise, I'm going to have another 3-hour drive to the racetrack. You know what I mean? I've got to weigh it up with the pros and cons. I think probably all in all for me and the family, it would be more on like 10 grand. We went to Dega last. Oh, stop it, Angie. Don't rub it in. If you know, you want to donate, I can give you my PayPal and so. I'd love to go watch Dega. Dega would be awesome. Dega and Martinsville, two of the ones that I think would be absolutely incredible. Go and sit and enjoy for 4 hours. You know what I mean? Just saying.
Yeah, see, this is what I want to get to do. It's a Mercedes AMG GTR Pro.
Nah.
Basically, their GT4 car.
Nashville Super Speedway on June the 30th. That would be awesome to go and watch as well. I think Daytona on the 24th. That would be awesome to watch. They're going back to Bristol on the 21st of September. That would be incredible. Dega again on October the 6th. Come on, you got to think that would just be awesome. On that one, Martinsville again for the Xfinity 500 on November the 3rd. So that would be, obviously, if I ever win the lottery, mind you, I've got to stick on the ticket. That would probably help me. I'd go to Martinsville on November the 3rd because that would just be absolutely amazing. Going to Darlington for Mother's Day, thanks to Trenton. Oh, piff poff.
AJ, you should ask James how he feels about driving around Bristol dirt.
Hey, although I was terrible, I enjoyed that.
That was actually a lot of fun. That was a very interesting all-star race.
It was. I did enjoy that. Although, as I say, I was terrible. It was Brandon McLaughlin's in here with Christian Strada at the front end. We've got Norberg still out in front as well. Better talk about the racing at some points while we're here today. As well, Norberg out in front, the Devon Collicott, Brandon McLaughlin, Christian Strada, your top 4. Alex Witts in a kind of 1.6 seconds no man's land to the guy to the front. And then he's got Hunter Carlson another 2.6 seconds back. Clint Holtman 1.67 back from that, and then you've got Jackowitz, Burrell, Joshua Keefe there. Brett Sherman's just been lapped. He's at the bottom of the track at the moment. Joshua Keefe, Cody Kern in the mix, and then we've got 1.4 seconds back before we get to Greg Sherman. Trenton Kimmel, Anthony Radel, Luke Sipler, who is new to the series this week. Then you've got Jason Taylor. He's bringing along TJ there. TJ now running the high line, which is great to see there. Well done, Lydia, for going to tell him to get up to the high line. Dan Michelle all the way down with Joshua Kuhn. I'm going to probably guess that's where he come from. And then Terry Murphy, he's gone from dizzy heights of second all the way down into 20 seconds. A big drop for Terry Murphy there. But yeah, I think as a holiday destination, make sure that the trucks are there, make sure the Xfinity's there, make sure the Cup's there. Friday to Sunday, Martinsville, ideal. Green flag pit stops.
Our round pits are coming in, yeah, right now. There's a bunch of them coming in. We're taking a little bit of a pit, but get in there clean. Need to do. Hardest part of all oval racing, getting into your pits and not overshooting it.
Norberg's out. What about Dan Michelle? He's coming in. TJ's on his way in as well. Terry Murphy, Anthony Radel's in the pits. Luke Sipler's in the pits. Greg Sherman is there. He's on his way out. He's just done his pit stop. Alex Witt's come in. Strada, Carlson, Keefe, Trent and Kimmel. They're all on their way in here. We've got a little pit lane rush. Alex Witt does make it in. Strada makes it in behind that. Terry Murphy's on his way out by now. There are a few all the way down to Norberg in 12th. There's a lap down. He's going to obviously get that back here. When and if you go to Martinsville, you can stay with me, James. I live about... Oh, see? That's the hotel done. I knew somebody would come forward and say, James, you can come and stay with me. Can you handle a family of 5, though, Mr. Spaino? Because I'm pretty sure my wife will not let me go on my own unless I bring her and the children with me. So if you can handle a family of 5, I'm there. that's about a $2,000 saving on just on the hotel. So I'm happy about that.
I mean, yeah, you got a spot.
Hey, all I need.
Worst case is you're good to go.
Yeah, pitching up in his garden. I just need now somebody with air miles. Has anyone got air miles that they want to share?
I mean, I'd offer, but I need mine to get to Germany. So.
Oh, piff poff! You can pay for yours. You're loaded.
Okay. Let's go with that one.
If anybody's got air miles, they
win the
want to
lottery. I'll pay for it.
Ooh, yeah, buddy. I'm up for a winner. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I mean, Terry, to be fair, that would be 2025. That'd be my planned trip when the schedule gets released, and I'll be like, right, family, we're off to America. Yeah, no problem. Oh,
this is happening now, isn't it?
Oh, 2025 schedule comes out in January, February time. I'll be able to go and plan the trip from Martinsville, get it all booked, sort it out. Just need flights because I'm staying at the Spain Hours. Tickets to get in. Oh, mate, I'm there. I reckon I could do that next year.
I expect a casting from the Spain Hours, though.
Oh, dude, I would love that. I might even go and try and see if I can sneak in the booth. I go and sit up with Kevin Harvick and that, please.
Oh, I meant like for this. Like we'll have a casting from the Spain Hours.
Oh, yeah. Imagine Terry sitting there watching me cast while we're at Blinking Martinsville. I don't know. Terry, I need a computer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Terry, I'll let you know on that one, mate, because trust me, when the schedule comes out, if I can make it, I'm making it. Let's just put it that way. Brian and McLaughlin and Christian Strada, you really want to, you should be by now, I think, Kenton here, going back to the racing that we're looking at, should be going up high line, right? You want to try and not have to enforce a pit stop again if you can help it. They've gone round about since 47 and now on 87. They've gone 40 laps. It's going to be really close if they can make it, but you want to save as much as possible, right?
100%. At this point now, it's going to be basically, hey, let's try and tire save, fuel save. The only way I think anyone's going to be coming in is if there's another yellow flag, but other than that, going to be trying to push this as long as you can. Obviously, okay, so 80 or 49 it looked like for most.
Yeah,
that had come in to 86.
Yeah, 47, 48. Yeah.
Somewhere. So yeah, about 47, 48 laps. So you'd be pretty tight, but I mean, we're not going to need the Gordon Malcolm levels of fuel saving, but still little fuel saving just so you've got enough, because downside though is if there's any
PWC
green white checkers, then it's gonna be a mad dash into the pit lane. I don't think anyone would be able to make it otherwise.
I'll be drinking and laughing at you. Thanks, Terry.
That's what I do anyway.
Mr. Spadehouse Senior sitting there going, I'll be drinking and laughing at you, James, while you're casting the BSC on the Tuesday, because I don't fly back home until the Wednesday or something like that. I'll be like, well, we're going to go and enjoy. If I'm going to America, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm out, fellas. Too much damage. Oh, Brad, you're gone. What happened after that? Did you use your fast repairs, I'm guessing, really quickly on... Well, you did get caught up in a bit, so yeah, unfortunately there. Jackowitz just about to go underneath Clint Holterman, Andrew Jamal and Trenton Kimmel, Brusso, Sherman, Cody Kern in this next set of battles there. 23 Craigslist livery machine over the Miller Lights of Joshua Keefe underneath. I think Josh is that is Josh, isn't it? And he is a lap down in the number 4 machine, yeah. So, yeah, fighting to hold on.
Myself and hit the wall.
Been
there. Done that one.
Hey, what we'll do, we'll talk about Dan Michael. We'll talk to him later on about his entrance in the trucks when he went into the pit lane. He moved his brake tyres back as well, went down into the pit lane, ended a little bit too quick, hit the brakes and went round before he even got in the pit lane. So, unfortunately for him, didn't quite go to plan either on that one. So for Dan Michelle, cold tyres, fair one, Brad. It happens, mate. It's all a learning curve for you this season, so don't worry, mate. You'll see me next year. I'll be at your dad's house.
So sorry, bro.
Hey,
so sorry.
Hey, look, I didn't plant the idea, did I? Let's be real. I was invited. Can't ever turn down an invite. It's rude.
Yeah, there you go. I'm expecting to see the photos of you meeting up with Jay and Brad.
I'll be getting autographs. DJ, sign my shirt. I'll be like, sign my chest. I'm gonna go get tattooed on there. Sign my boobs, DJ. I want to get tattooed.
Oh, God.
I mean, like that. If he can, tattoo shop. What do you want tattooed? Go over that.
Yeah, there's something I don't ever plan to get tattooed.
I'll send you a photo
right now.
I'll send you a photo.
Brad, hey, I do tattoos. Oh no.
Oh, I get TJ to sign my chest and I get Brad to tattoo it. Awesome. That's job done. How much are you going to cost me though? Because I'm at your dad's house. He ain't told me how much rent he's going to charge me for the weekend either. So there we go. Coming into the last 35, Witt's now made his way to the front, right? He's jumped Norberg. I expect him to open up a bit of a gap here. So, yeah, we're out in front at the moment. KJ's like, yeah, I'll come for the entertainment, James. I don't come for the racing. It's fine. Don't you worry about it. Honestly, we are a professional broadcaster. I oh, Dear me. I think Alex Witt now is going to make his move. I don't think anybody's going to catch him after this. I don't know if Norberg's quite got the pace. It's going to be fighting out for them remaining laps here. I don't know if Jakowitz got the 4.74 seconds in his pocket to catch Norberg either. Very bummed I got left hooked twice in 2 laps. Looks like a good race. Drew DW. Andrew Williams, that one.
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew Williams.
Is it Williams? Okay. I was like, Andrew Williams or Andrew?
Yeah, it's got to be Williams. Isn't it?
Burrell.
No, it's got to.
Assuming Williams, yeah.
Yeah, Burrell's still running, I believe. He is. He's behind Brusso. Actually, just about to make a pass on Brusso on your screen there as well. Yeah, you did get caught up with your teammates at the beginning, though. So Stopner, Hall, and Williams, you guys got together, didn't you? And then lap 16, it was you and Jamalin and Jakowitz getting caught up as well. So unfortunate for that one. The Orange Wolf did not have a great opening lap because it was literally lap 1, turn on the run down to turn 3, I believe, that you guys got yourselves caught up with one another. Hunt and Carlson from Knoxville. He is in that 32 machine liveried with Dee's Paint Shop on the side there with a 22 alongside, which is Clint Holtman in the light car there. Is that Bush or Bud? Miller Lite, in fact, there. Yeah, the whole lap 1 deal was a mess. It was way too much free wides early. Yeah, but I think the problem is, though, is obviously Stopner got loose, and then it was just a pinball. So unfortunately, it was it started when Nick Stopner did get loose in the car, and then all of a sudden it all just went a little bit Pete Tong, Mr. Williams, sir. So there you go. As Holtman now has got Andrew Jamalin coming underneath him. He's just made his way through once again. It's all about saving tyres right about now. All about saving tyres. TJ's still running, but he's all the way down in 23rd. Not quite done the job on the tyre saving that we was expecting that. And Cody Kern's just gone under Clint Holtman. So 105.30 on the clock. 30 dropping down in now, Kenton. And it's not been too bad once we got through that rush of cautions with 5.
Yeah, it's been a little smoother. A nice kind of settled down into rhythm, which is good. And obviously the more green leg racing you can do into that rhythm you sort of get. And see, we're going to have a little more of a mad dash in the last laps here. Kind of getting to that point. Alex Witt has either completely destroyed his tires or actually, no, like Nordberg's actually coming in right now. The pits, so might have just been on pretty dead tires. It looks like Strotter's also.
Yeah, they're all.
Like God Halterman.
Yeah, they're all starting to come in.
Fairly late pit stop sort of strategy might work out as their other team's tires are going to open and locking up massively. He enters pit lane.
Coming a little bit hot there, did Armand Brusso. So who else?
Those not aware that you're not supposed to do that.
Who else do you reckon is going to come in?
I don't know if anyone's going to. At this point, I mean, 80 to 35, 87 to 35, 135, you're still, that's with 40 laps. You might not need to, especially because they all took tires. I think the only one who didn't is Brendan McLaughlin. I think he in for 9 seconds. I think he took tires. Well, I'm just trying to see. He is now in. Hunter Carlson also in. Don't know. Taking tires on that group there. Yeah, like 9 seconds out of Brendan McLaughlin. Looks like he has dropped a little pacing just because he didn't get new tires. So Alex Witt, Jakowitz, Brendan. Oh, yeah, Brendan McLaughlin. I mean, maybe McLaughlin comes in tires at some point, or he's just gonna hope that those things don't explode. I guess we'll see.
Well, it's Jakowitz and Witt. It's the Breakfast Club at the front. And there is Noel Jakowitz. Again, Luke Sipler and Terry Murphy. Murphy's moved his way back up into the top 10. TJ didn't really gain much out of the people pitting. He's still down in 22nd place. McLaughlin and Radel now into the pits as well here. So they are starting to come in. Who's going to come in from the front 5? Is Witt, Jakowitz, Kern, Jamalin or Sherman going to come into the pits? As they're the ones sitting at the front of the field though, Kenton.
I don't know if they will. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's risk and or stay out, guys should have enough fuel and tires to kind of make it to the end. That's also going to be very hopeful that there's no green-white checkered, as it looks like Greg Sherman. Well, I'd be very curious as to how it's gonna, what the decision will be made, because obviously with Alex Witt and Noel Jackowitz both being part of the Breakfast Club, they might decide to stick out. It's Prey, but looks like Terry was trying and missed. Luke, not Terry. Luke was the one that was going in. He looked like he slowed down to go into the pits and then it did not make the pits. Been there. I've pulled that one off once or twice in an oval race.
Yeah, maybe he'll go in this lap. We're going into 25 to go. Luke Sipler in the 27 Chevrolet. Butt kicker Chevrolet going around again. Is he going to make it down this time? I see this is where I would start slowing down and drop into the inside now. I know it's a long run into the pit lane, but I still would rather do that. Than, oh, he didn't go in this time either. So, yeah, did not go into the pits.
I was a little close with Nordberg and Witt and Jackowitz seeing, obviously I'm not seeing that. That's probably beneficial, as it allowed, gave them a little gap that they on off of there. That's going to be their biggest thing, is if they do go in, they have to get back out beforehand. And that's obviously going to be a lot tricky to do. Is like, I think Luke Sipler is...
He's in now. Yeah,
I was going to say, he looked like he was slowing up quite a bit there. Yeah, if you're Witt and Jackowitz, you go in, so it's about 45-ish seconds, it looks like, in pit lane per second, so you'd be coming out, let's see, roughly around Hamilton-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe a little further back of that.
TJ
on, yeah.
TJ's not in yet. His last pit stop was 1 minute 35, mind you. So he's not in on lap 86. Holterman there with Seth Pegg up the road by about 6.5 seconds. Brandon McLaughlin is tucked in. That picture on the bottom left has got me a little bit confused why I'm seeing something completely different to what he's got on his car. Dan Michelle and Anthony Radel surely going to be looking at working together to try and move their way forward. However, part of the different teams, of course, so maybe that's not the case as we're going into the final 21, Kenton.
Yeah, I mean, they're Dan Michelle. Oh, Radel actually introduces right side to the wall. Yeah, Michelle, I'm assuming, is basically trying to just keep it smooth, keep it smart. Don't cause problems. The longer you can go green, the better the chance for Witt and Jackowitz, but we'll have to see. And Brad makes observation, only 2 Toyotas in the whole race, and both driven by Terry. Bring back the Supra, ditch the Camry. Say about that.
God, don't start him off. Don't start him off. It's not good. Radel going underneath there as well. Seth Pegg is in the top 10. He's, well, was in the top 10. He's now in 11th, so not too sure what you are looking at, an up-to-date one. Not entirely sure where that was from. Joshua Kuhn has got Jason Taylor mixing in behind him there, the old Jedi behind him. Mr. Taylor in that 41, up 18 spots at the moment. 10 for Kuhn, 10 for Jamal, and 11 for Keith, 12 for Terry Murphy, 14 for Sherman, but he's got his own problems. And Brandon McLaughlin is a little bit up the road of about 3.5 seconds there. Armand Brusso and Anthony Burrell are running side by side further back here. You can see it's a front 6-4 dominated field here, so great job with all the Fords at the moment.
Yeah, I drive a Camaro, so I can't really say that Ford's the way to go. The reason I am so spicy about it is because every other series I drive a Toyota. I have the Tundra, I have the Supra, I just don't like Camry. But yeah, Ford's definitely taking the lead. I feel like that's actually pretty close to how it is IRL as well, if I remember correctly.
And
it's been a while.
Yeah, it isn't as such, because at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, and it was up to Dega because they were trying to get the Ford result in Dega. Fords have not been the car to win.
Chevy, Yoda, Chevy, Yoda, Yoda, Chevy, and then a Ford. First Ford is 7th. You got a trio of them, and for the most part,
yeah, that's even this weekend. I think, yeah, Keselowski didn't get the win at Dega. Reddick got it in the Toyota. Gregson got it, was 2nd and 3rd in the Fords, and then it was Chevys all the way down to 8th, where we had Todd Giuliano was in the Ford after that. I don't think, if I am mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, I don't think Ford have got a victory this year in the Cup Series. As I check frantically here to prove my point, even Danny Hamlin in the Toyota has got 2, but I'm pretty sure Fords have not got a victory in the Cup Series. Now, obviously, if anybody tells me wrong and knows any different, please let me know, but I'm pretty sure that is the case there for them guys. So, yeah, no Ford victory this year in the IRL. And
I'll take your word for it, because you know how much I watch.
Yeah, and I drive the Camaro and the Xfinity. I won't tell you what I drive in the Cup. I've got the Camry and I've got the Tundra. So what does that tell you?
It's just such an ugly car.
Oh, it might be ugly, but stop whining about it. It's fine. It looks nice when you stick a gorgeous livery on it. Stop your whine. As we're going into the last 14, Noel Jakowitz, Jamalin jumping in here with 13 to go. Does that mean this man's going to be in the pits as well?
I mean, he's going to have to soon if he is going to, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit of an issue. Again, they have the fuel to make it. Definitely could. Downside is going to be if any form of a green-white checkered out now it doesn't matter. He's in right now.
Now, what he doesn't want right about now, he doesn't want a caution to come out right now, because if he does get that caution, he's going to be hung out from the caution here. So let's hope this doesn't happen.
Doesn't want to have an issue getting into pit.
Which he doesn't.
Like he got in okay?
So that releases Cody Kern in the Craigslist liveried machine there in the Ford, funny enough. But he is got to be looking to pit as well, I would have thought.
I think Nordberg's actually going to take it here. So, yeah, there he goes. Now, Witt is going to have slightly newer tires. I think Nordberg came in on lap 105. Alex Witt came in at 120. So he's going to really need to be pushing those tires to try and reel him in. They are going to be brand spanking new. Good chance he might be able to do it.
He's got a 4 seconds, 3.4 second gap to try and make up. But as you say, the tires are a lot newer. So it is a possibility. Jamal in here trying to chase down Carlson in that 32 machine to break into that top 11. Spainhour now, where are you, TJ? Still down in 23rd. Still, unfortunately, 3 laps back. So that's not going to help him try and move any way further forward. He'll need a good couple of cautions, and I don't think that's going to happen here, especially as we've had no cautions since lap 47, as I knock on wood and hope that will still be the case going into the final 10.
I mean, ideally, that'd be fantastic. Avoid that from a problem we have to deal with. But, yeah, like you said, it's kind of stage break happened, and I don't know if Armin Brutto got on and said, let's clean this up, and everyone actually listened to Armin, which I feel like doesn't happen all the time.
No, me and him pointed that out. We pointed that out earlier on. When we were talking about rules, he was like, nobody reads the announcements anyway. I was like, you're so true. I had the same problem. People were saying, why have you started the session? I'm like, because it's in the rules. Read the rules. Session opens at this time. And you're like, oh, you might as well not be in rule.
Yeah. I mean, rules are just made to be broken. reality. So
Yeah, but they're not even made to be read, clearly.
True. I don't know, I never read them.
Why have rules?
I only found out, that one of the other leagues I discussed and like I not cast steward for, I just found out was a fixed race league anyway, so I had no idea. Steward for them for like I had no clue.
Well, that just about sums it up.
Reads?
Yeah, who bother reads it or anything? What's the point of having that? You don't need to worry about that.
I don't need to know that.
No.
In that regard, I didn't need to know it. I just have to show up and be like, yeah, he's wrong. 3-year penalty.
Nice. Norberg's out in front by 4.6 seconds at the moment. Got Alex Witt not really making great inroads on him, considering Alex Witt is on fresher tyres than Norberg. I'm surprised he hasn't gone forward. If anything, Strada's catching into him. Dan is obviously a lap down. There's no point in you really being in there. Taylor's just lost a place to McLaughlin. He's just gone through on him here as well. Cody Kerner's crashed, apparently. We didn't have a yellow, but unfortunately looking like coming out of... Oh, no. Whoa. Somebody's taking that rather rapid. Oh, he just pulls in. There's Cody Kern and hits the brakes, and I think that's Cody Kern out. But Alex Witt, Strada's running the high line, Witt's on the low line. Clearly, Witt is not saving them tyres.
No, Witt is definitely putting a lot of pressure on, but it's like Strada has a big run on him. Yeah, Witt, I don't know what's going on. Those much newer tires, I think, should have made pretty solid headway. Like his front end taking a little more damage since it's and oh, there he goes in the wall again. So I think he just got a little bit of damage and unfortunately not quite able to kind of push through it.
Whether or not Strada's going to be able to get hold of Norberg as we go into the final 5. Seth Peggs into the pits. Wow, Seth. Far too late. That should have been, I would have been jumping in with the cars in front of me on that one. Cody Kern, Brett Sherman still in the pits there. We've lost, believe we've lost the likes of Stockner is out, if I'm not mistaken. Dan Michel's 2 laps down. On from that one, yeah, Hall, Young, Stockner, Williams and Kuhn all out here going into this final 4 laps remaining. Jamal and Sherman, and just in front of that, well, he's about 3 seconds in front actually, is Burrell, but Trenton Kimmel in that 52 machine trying to close in on that top 10. He's got to jump both of these cars to do it though, Kenton. What would be the chances, do we think, going into the final 3?
Not super likely, strictly just because it's so hard to pass on this track, especially dealing with traffic. That's might be a little different spacing, as actually we see Seth Peggs come out and now Trenton Kimmel's even more boxed in, so makes it try and make a move. You got to check up for a car in front of you fall, or you've got 2 cars and then it's hard to get down to the white line, and it makes it so much harder. So unless you're like in clean air, it's that easy to get kind of going and catch up to the ahead of you.
No, he's cleared Seth. He's now lost a little bit of time. Jamal, and oh no, that was Andrew Jamal, and he did clear him, puts him into the top 11. So Norberg is going to be coming around, starting. We're on 2 to go. He's round turn 3. It's going to be the final lap of the race, and it looks like Norberg should wrap this one up there. It is the white flag lap. Matthew Norberg, Christian Strada 6 seconds back from him. Then you got Alex Witt behind that one, and it's looking like they might just finish where they are. Witt not really making much of his fresh tires there.
I'll be very curious though. We have seen coming to the finish line some crazy things, so it could change, but it doesn't look like he's got too much in terms of traffic to
No,
shouldn't have too much of an issue there.
It
but
comes over the line.
That seemed kind of interesting, and yeah, congratulations to Matthew Nordberg on a fantastic win.
Yeah, Strada gets the 2nd, Witt takes the 3rd. What's happening down here with Trenton Kimmel? Is he going to be able to get the run coming down into 3? He's got to clear Greg Sherman for that top 10. Has Trenton, he's going to try that high line. We are running under just checkered flag. We are coming down to the end now. We've also got Noel Jakowitz. He's just not made it through. What about Sherman and Kimmel? It is going to be Kimmel comes over the top. He grabs that 10th place. Does he just, I believe? Trenton Kimmel wraps up the 10th, going over the top of Sherman. Whoa, Seth, big check up in the middle of there. A great job from Kimmel. Great job to take that top 10 spot. Come on, Christian, let's show them what bug old smelly farts can do. Well, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
Back the Kelly car. Odd. Kelly office supply car.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm kind of looking on that. He had his best run in that Kelly car. Matthew Norberg is in first, Christian Strada in second, and Alex Witt in third. That's your 1, 2, 3. Then you got Brandon McLaughlin, Jason Taylor, Clint Holtman, Noel Jackowitz, Hunter Carlson, Andrew Burrell, Trenton Kimmel, Greg Sherman, Andrew Jamalin, Alma Brusso, Anthony Radel tucked up in 14th place, Josh Kuhn 15th. Then we got Devon Collicott, Josh Keefe, and Terry Murphy behind that one. Terry, unfortunately, saw the dizzy heights of second and then 22nd and then finished one lap down in 18th. Seth Pegg 19th, Dan Michelle 20th, Luke Siplo 21st, and you got TJ down in 22nd. Cody Kern, Brett Sherman, Jake Hall, Brad Young, Nick Stockner, and Andrew Williams round out the top 28. Tom Kuhn in 29th. Didn't get very far, but we have got Matthew Norberg waiting in the interview room here, and he's done a great job, to be fair. So let's have a chat with Matthew now as he comes around on your screen. Matthew, welcome into the booth, dear sir. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
How was it out there?
Oh, it was good. I finally had a good qualifying. Clean air is so important out here to run the high side, so you don't get too tight. It's already tight enough, and once I got the clean air, I knew I could control it, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you definitely did. Did you think you were going to get it, though? Because Whit was looking a little bit tasty today.
Yeah, Whit, he had an alternate strategy. We only had, one set of tires to get us through from the stage break. So, we both took tires at the stage. So we had one set of tires to go 80 laps, which was 2 stops. He took tires on the first stop, then ran it as long as he could and pitted. Well, I didn't take tires in that first stop, short pitted the second pit, and then took tires from lap 105 to the end. So I think I had the pace either. If I picked either strategy, I think I could have won either way. But I think the strategy definitely helped make that margin a bit more comfortable in the end.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you've done what you needed to do. You were out on track. You knew where to end up, and that was the situation with it. But I think going forward for you as well, it'd be interesting to see, where are you currently sitting in the standings? You're quite far back, aren't you? Yeah, all the way down on that one. So that might give you a little bit bump up in the standings. Should be an interesting one for you there as well. Great racing. Well done on your victory. And is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, big shout out to my Orange Wheel Racing teammates in the field tonight. I had a ton of fun. Shout out to Clint, Andrew Burrell, Drew Williams, Nick Stockner. Drew and Stockner had some unfortunate contact with some of my competitors tonight. But either way, good racing, and big shout out to you for putting on, and the league for putting on a great show. Yeah,
absolutely. They did have contact with themselves as well, mind you. Stockner, Hall, and Williams on lap 1.
Yeah, well, it's hard to avoid a spin when you get hooked, but it happens. It's racing. It's lap 1.
Yeah, Stockner. I think it was a tough one, I think, for Andrew as well, because Stockner got loose and it just all started to chain off, unfortunately. There.
Yeah,
but,
just one of those lap 1 things,
absolutely. But Matthew, well done on your victory, buddy, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Will it be next week? We'll be running that track right
Arlington,
I believe it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, man. Have a good one, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Care. Right, in second place there as well was Christian Strada, the Stevie Wonder Reese's Machine. Christian, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How about you, Jay?
Mate, I'm always good. You know that. I love sitting there watching these great cars go around racing. I was a little bit nervous up until lap 47. And then after that, I was a little bit more happy because it settled down.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of expecting it to go that way, and out that it didn't. Otherwise, I really do there. I kept getting too tight and we had to push the car.
Yeah, I think it's one of them circuits that should come across as full flat, but it doesn't. And there's a lift in there. There's a high line that comes in. There's a whole load of heap of things going on at Kansas, to be honest. But generally, how was it out there for you? Because it looked tricky at times.
I just felt like the car wanted to turn right the entire time. Couldn't really figure it out. Started using some brake. Different for these cars. Don't really end up. I guess it kind of helped out, and no idea how.
I don't know, mate. You'll have to go and have a chat with him. So
I have to find out from him.
yeah, go over there and say, "Hey, give me your secrets," because I could not get it to work here. But I think it's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, Darlington on May 7th. How do you feel about Darlington?
Not too sure. I'm not too sure. I'm in a sling right now. Trickier the track, and
You're in a sling.
I'm driving around.
Oh.
Torn rotator cuff, I believe it.
Oh. Ouch. Okay, well, fair play there, Christian. To be honest, Darlington's tricky on that one. Anyone you want to shout out there, buddy?
Shout out to the guys at Heart Race, guys in the booth. Also, everybody. First race back, and it felt pretty good to have a good look. When it had been going before I had.
Yeah, as I'm just watching Brandon McLaughlin spin around frantically in front of you going into the pit lane there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make it in the garage entrance. It was almost perfect.
Yeah, but it didn't. It went and hit the wall, unfortunately, for Brandon. But listen, Christian, great job for you. If we see you next week, well, it'd be amazing. But if not, we do understand why. So have a good one, mate. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys.
And you, man. Take care. Right, and in the third place was Alex Witt in the 594 Bucky's Ford. Alex, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Doing good.
How was it out there, mate?
Absolute nightmare for me. Really tight car, so I'm happy with the third after that. I'm really glad it ran green.
Yeah, Christian seemed to have the same problem. Even he said it was a tight car. He couldn't, it was just always wanted to turn. And how do you correct that mid-race? Is there anything you can do?
I was trying to back it off as much as I could. Later, that whole second stage, I started shifting every lap, even from the beginning of the run. That seemed to help out a lot, just keeping it from getting bogged down. But late in the run, I couldn't figure out anything for it. I was just having to lift super early.
Tricky one. Darlington next week, mate. What do we think?
Yeah, I'm much more excited about that. I feel like it won't be as tight, and I usually like Darlington, so I'm excited for that one.
I'm really looking forward to Darlington as well. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing on that one. Alex is regarded as the spring championship. We'll have to see how the points come out, but it should pretty much cement you at the top for the spring season. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be whether or not they rerun Pocono. I think it was the one that we missed out on due to the update. So overall, I can probably safely say congratulations on the spring championship, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it relies on not doing anything too crazy on Darlington, so I'll just be taking it easy.
Okay, mate. Well, you look forward to that one. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to the Breakfast Club as always.
As always. Take care, Alex. Have a good one, mate.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Kenton. That was seems to be three happy drivers here as well. We've seen some racing. We got a long green flag run, which I'm so happy about after we started off with 5 cautions in the first 47 laps.
Yeah, it definitely cleaned up pretty quickly there and allowed for a very good end of racing towards the end there, and allowed a kind of a fun unknown of what was going to happen as it kind of allowed strategy to really become a thing, which 100% behind. So it was a lot of fun. Glad it did clean up a little bit. Excited for
Yeah, Darlington next week. I will find out. I have to find out about that rerun of Pocono and when they're going to put it in. But we obviously enter into the summer season as of next week. So the calendar, obviously, we've got Darlington next week. And then on the 21st, we've got Charlotte. To be fair, the 14th is a good option for putting Pocono in. Then we go to Auto Club Sonoma, Iowa, Homestead, Nashville Super Speedway, Chicago Street Course. Horrible, man. Pocono's in July the 9th as well. So maybe it wasn't Pocono that was missed.
I think Pocono was in both.
I don't know.
If I remember correctly, Pocono had both spring and summer. Because, yeah, Pocono was March 5th. Right before it went to Bristol.
So maybe
that
it was...
I think it was Pocono, and then I don't know if they slotted Pocono in. I don't think they did, because I think the original schedule that we do have that was supposed to be after Chicago, but I think they added it as kind of a, because Darlington's also to start that one, and then it's second autumn season.
Yeah, well, there you go. Thanks so much for joining us there as well, you normal wonderful people. Mr. Spainhouse Senior, Lydia Pegels, Billy Cooper, Rick Witt, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that one as your son took third place. KJ again, much appreciated. Angie Kimmel in there as you saw Trenton get top 10 right at the end. Andrew Williams jumping in earlier on as well. But that's it from us up in the JPB booth. Guys, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.